Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I have to sort curtains out. I just realised how bright that light is through that window. But give me a minute. Give me a minute. It shows you it's live. Oh, there we go. I'm back. And I'm back. I'm back, people. I'm back. I've been so used to going to film this time of day with keeping the curtains open. It's now that time of year where I've got to start closing the curtains again. Oh. Well, Kachunga, my friends, Kachunga. This is Trev the Rev, and I ain't no vicar. Well, today I'm not going to talk to you with singing a song today because I feel I've got other things I'd like to talk about. Just going to take the space of that. Ooh, yes. So, but instead, I will start with a bad joke. So, hey Google, can you tell us a new joke, please?
Here we go. What is a ghost's favourite plant? Bamboo.
Well, that sort of brings the spirit of the show, doesn't it? That sort of brings the spirit of the show. Bamboo. Ugh. Well, today, before I start, as I said, I'm Trev the Rev, I ain't no vicar. We need to start with my usual references. If you enjoy the show, please hit that like button. And if you're new to my shows and you'd like me about blah, 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 you can tell it's live, can't you? You can if you enjoy the show and you want to see more, well, hit my subscribe button. And if you want to know when there's more shows coming out, to be told when it's coming out, ring my bell, ring my bell, ding dong, ding a ling a ling. Well, advance notice. I am planning. A little while ago, I had a interview with someone that I put on YouTube from a is one of the volunteers, smashing bloke called really nice bloke, really nice chap, and I'm hoping to put part two. I'll be interviewing him soon to upload. I'm saying the word hoping because we've got this thing going on at the moment. And what am I referring to? Well, I know it's bad all around the world at the moment, especially in countries like China and Italy, in America. But here in the UK, we'll still going on as best as what we can. We've still got idiots going into shops and buying 7,000 packs of toilet rolls if they can. I know this caloric. Coronavirus is bad, and it is bad. And I understand, although I don't agree with it, I do understand people going out and buying shed loads of bread and shed loads of milk and shed loads of just in case we do get stuck in the houses, we're not allowed to go out. But I don't agree with it because I'm on the side of views where there is no need to panic. We don't need to panic. Stuff will be provided. So there's no need to panic. But I don't understand why people are buying untold amount of loo roll. What do they think they need that amount of loo roll for? I don't really want to know. That's the scary thought. Scary, scary thought. So yes, it is really bad. I send my some heating energy every day to those that are suffering with this at the moment. It's not looking good. I know we've got lockdown looming down our shoulders at the moment, and life is going to get interesting when that happens. But that's a road further down, and I do see the light at the end of the tunnel, as I put on Facebook. I do hope this is going to pass through reasonably quickly and things will go back to normal. But for all you out there, just be calm, relax, do what your government suggests you do, if that's staying indoors or, until this passes by. It will pass by. So, with that being said, it's time to Tom what we're talking about today. And I've got a gut feeling, I've got an instinctual feeling. I didn't actually put the title. I put live feed episode 52, but I don't think I put on there what we're talking about. I made a boo. Yes, I did. So what are we talking about today? Well, a little while ago, I did a video about a live feed about an ancient city, in Mapunka, I believe it was, if memory serves me correct. And I thought it would be nice if I did another one. Not another one about Mapunka before you say it, a different city, a different ancient city. And is I looked through the list and I thought, well, how about this one? How about that one? How about this one? How about that one? And I decided in the end to do one about a place called Teotihuacan. I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly. Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan. So I'm pronouncing it for the sake of this video. Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan. That's like one of these tongue twisters, isn't it? How much fish could a fish should a fish could fish? How much shop could a lift shop and the shop, yeah. One of those sort of things. So Teotihuacan, you ready? I'm gonna begin. Yes. Teotihuacan is an ancient blah 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 blah. Let's start again. Keep going back in time and let's start again. Teotihuacan is an ancient Mesoamerican city located 30 miles, 50 kilometers northeast of modern-day Mexico City. City, which was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987, was settled as early as 400 BC. That's before Christ, not for Christopher Columbus, and became the most powerful and influential city in the region by 400 AD. By the time the Aztecs found the city in the 1400s, they named it Teotihuacan, meaning the place where the gods were created. The city had been abandoned for centuries. Teotihuacan's origins, histories, and culture largely remain a mystery. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. And the coming, if you're true, you are the mystery. Ooh. I said I wasn't going to sing, didn't I? Yeah, well, that word. Teotihuacan, also written Teotihuacan, is arranged in a grid layout that covers about 8 square miles. That's 20 square kilometers. It can square kilometers. It contains around 2,000 single-story apartment compounds, as well as various pyramids, plazas, temples, and palaces of nobles and priests. The main buildings of Teotihuacan are connected by the Avenue of the Dead. Otherwise described as ministers. Ministers. The dead ministers. The Avenue of the Dead is 130 foot, 40 meter wide, 1.5 mile, 2.4 kilometers long road that's orientated slightly east, 15.5 degrees of true north, and points directly at the nearby sacred peak of Cerro Gordo, an extinct volcano. Good job, too. We're all blubbing their faces, isn't it? The city contains several large and important structures. Pyramid of the Moon, the Pyramid of the Sun, the Ciudadela, that's Ciudadea, which means citadel, The temple of Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, which means I've spoken about that pyramid as well before. It's kind of connected. Surrounded by smaller pyramids and platforms, the Pyramid of the Moon is situated at the northern end of the Avenue of the Dead and faces south, standing at 140 feet. That's 43 meters. High, with a base measuring 426 by 511 feet, that's 130 by 156 meters. The Pyramid of the Moon is the second largest structure in Teotihuacan. Less than half a mile south of the Pyramid of the Moon stands the largest structure in Teotihuacan, the Pyramid of the Sun. Facing west, the pyramid stands at 216 feet, 66 meters, with a base measuring approximately 720 by 760 feet, 220 by 230 meters. I'm not going to come out with this word again. The citadel, the Ciudadela, is situated at the Citadela is situated at the south end of the Avenue of the Dead. The 30-acre. You can't read my own writing. Can't read my own writing. The 38-acre, 15-hectare courtyard contains multiple elite residential complexes and is dominated by the Temple of Quetzalcoatl, a kind of painted pyramid that is adorned with numerous stone heads of the feathered serpent dainty. So the question comes, who built Teotihuacan? It's unknown who actually built it. Scholars once believed the ancient Toltec civilization may have built the massive city, based largely on colonial period texts. But the Toltec culture at 900 to 100 don't you live live? You just trip up, you tripping away, tripping away. Toltec culture, that's 900 to 1150 AD, flourished hundreds of years after Teotihuacan peaked. Other scholars believe that Totonacs, a tribe from the east, built and inhabited the city. Another theory holds that immigrants flooded into the Teotihuacan Valley following the eruption of a volcano, and those immigrants built or augmented the city. Teotihuacan appears to contain features of various cultures, including the Maya, Mixtec, and Zapotec. I've heard of the Maya, I've heard of the Mixtec, but I've never heard of the Zapotec. Ooh, that's interesting. Whatever the case, Teotihuacan was founded as early as 400 BC. Though the largest structures of the city weren't completed until about 300 AD. It's thought that the city reached its peak around 100 years later, with a population as high as 200,000 people. Because maybe they weren't involved by this freaking virus, were they? Little is known about the language, politics, culture, and religion of the Teotihuacan people. It had a glyph-based written language, but it may have been limited to dates and names. The art and architecture of the city shows it was a polytheistic society, with the primary deity being the great goddess of Teotihuacan, which is depicted as a spider goddess. Is that a woman who walks around with 8 legs? The deities include Quetzalcoatl, the vegetation god, whose meaning changed in subsequent civilizations, the rain god Tlaloc, and the god of spring Totec, amongst others. Teotihuacan priests practice ritual sacrifices of animals and peoples to these gods. In 1989, researchers discovered 18 sacrificial victims buried in a long pit just south of the Temple of Quetzalcoatl. They later discovered that around 200 other victims were sacrificed when the temple was built in the early 3rd century. Many of these sacrifices were male warriors in military attire. Others were young women, and others still were males, likely of relatively high social status. More recently, in 2004, archaeologists uncovered evidence of sacrifices at the Pyramid of the Moon. Suggests the site was the place to celebrate state power and militarization. These sacrifices included 12 people with their hands bound behind their back, 10 of whom were decapitated and tossed about the burial vault within the pyramid. The other two sacrifices were richly ornamented. Other sacrifices at the pyramid include 5 canines, wolves or coyotes, 3 felines, jaguars or pumas, and 13 birds, many thought to be eagles, animals believed to be symbols of warriors. Artifacts in the city and sites across Mexico suggest Teotihuacan was a wealthy trade metropolis in its prime. That's not Optimus Prime or Rodimus Prime, that's just prime. In particular, the city exported fine obsidian tools, including spears and dart heads. Teotihuacan had a monopoly on obsidian trade. The most important deposit in Mesoamerica was located near the city. Ceramics such as pottery and other luxury goods were also highly prized export goods because of their elaborate decorations. Other goods coming into and out of the city likely including cotton, cocoa, and exotic feathers and shells, amongst other things. Local harvests include beans, avocados, peppers, and squash, and the city farmers raise chickens and turkeys, especially for Christmas time. Art and architecture styles of Teotihuacan was found widely throughout Mesoamerica, suggesting the city had a far-reaching influence. So we come to collapse of the place. It's unclear why Teotihuacan collapsed. Around 600 AD, major buildings were deliberately burned and artworks and religious sculptures were destroyed, suggesting an uprising from the poor against the ruling elite. Another theory holds that invaders sacked and burned it. Teotihuacan exerted its military power over other cultures. The city lacked fortifications and military structures. By 750 AD, the remaining inhabitants of the city had all abandoned their homes to join neighbouring cultures or return to their ancestral homes. In 2003, a heavy rainstorm opened up a large sinkhole at the Temple of Quetzalcoatl. Researchers have been excavating the site since. By late 2015, they had unearthed 75,000 artifacts of various types, including seashells, pottery, animal bones, and human skin. They also uncovered a large chamber containing vast amount of jewelry and other treasures, such as amber jars, blackstone statues, and other ritual relics. So there's the information that I can give you on this place, and it is an amazing place. Another example of how well that um, how well people must have been in the past. We've often called them, you know, not well evolved and stuff, but they must have been evolved to a certain point to create these places. You know, um, and I mean these buildings were built so well. I do mean so well that you have to question. You have to question the way these people lived in that time. I'm going, I'm going, a lot. What sort of society were they? I do see a very civilized society, but one embroiled in war, willing to attack the societies that lived near to them. Were there wandering people that went around the country in Mexico and founded this new place? I I feel that society lived there. Obviously, I can't prove what I think. These are purely just thoughts, or purely my thoughts. That society that lived there was a very warlike society. You'd be best to leave them alone. And the fact that you've got the two pushing to one side, the pheasants, the serpent of the temple, the temple of the serpent, they have two pyramids of balance out the sun and the moon. And they would have been built, I presume, because they would have seen the sun rise up in the sky and set, and then the moon come up. They would have felt they had to build the two pyramids to bring balance to it. And that tells me that although they were warlike, they would have been very spiritual people as well. They would have really believed in the stars. Were they visited? Did they do this in honor of visitors from the stars? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm sure kings may have come down and said, "How are you doing? Take me to your leader." But unlike other cities that are out there, I don't believe this one was created to honour those. It's more for their own place things. And the reason I say it would have been warlike is the sacrificial victims that were found in that pit that I mentioned about. I feel that weren't the sort of guys you wanted to surrender to, because you wouldn't have lived long afterwards anyway. You might have just fight to the death against them. But there you go. That's Teotihuacan Khan. And I finished that earlier than what I thought. That's because I didn't do any singing in the rain, apart from doing "It's a Mystery, It's a Mystery." And that was Kate Bush in the late 70s. If you're interested, that shows my age. I'll tell you what, hey Google, can you tell us another joke about an ancient times?
What do you call a belt made of watches? A waste of time.
I just got that. A waste, see, a waste of time. I said about the past. That's a good joke. That's a good one. There's a tumbleweed. There's a tumbleweed. And and so and so. I hope you enjoyed the show. Although I'm not intending to go yet. I've got a few minutes to go yet. I decided to go. I decided to go. Plus, I don't have to rush the end. I like to go to my half hour. And as I said, I did finish slightly earlier than it was intended. Earlier. 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 So I ask you, and you can please do you want to leave me some please, I always ask my viewers to do this. Please commentate. If there's anywhere in particular you'd like me to speak about, anywhere in the past, or present, please let me know. If there's any mystery, it's a mystery if you'd like me to talk about, please let me know. Please, because I'm always willing to do what within reason, what the viewers would like. Would you like me to do some legends of my home country, the UK, or legends of your own countries? I mean, I'm sure there's all countries have legends. All countries have legends. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So please let me know what you would like me to discuss about in my show. On that note, if you've enjoyed this video, if you have enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up button. And I'll say again, and if you want to see some more of my shows, please subscribe to my channel. And especially when you want to know what's coming out, when it's coming out. Ring my bell, ring my bell, a ding a dong, a ding a ling a ling. And if you've really enjoyed this show and you think your friends would like to see this show, tell them about it. You gotta tell them about the show. But unfortunately, right now, it's time for me to go. Triple up, my friends. Until next time, I'm Trev the Rev, and that ain't no Icker signing off. Bye bye.